Hi everyone, today we are gonna talk about resumes or CV, a very important topic to cover because lots of you have shared your resumes with me as well, and I have reviewed them myself, seeing the mistakes that most of the people are doing. So, I will be talking about various pointers, various topics around the topic of how to tailor your resume and how to submit your resume for a particular job. Okay, let's get into it. So, resume and CV mastery, one of the most important and underlooked topics while preparing for interviews. Because one should not just build an ATS friendly resume, but one should also tailor it as per the JD. We should use certain keyword strategies, we should avoid some common mistakes. So, we'll talk about all of that today. Okay, the harsh truth about job applications is 75% of resumes are rejected by ATS before a human ever sees them. So ATS is the method which most of the companies use these days before filtering out your resumes. So you need to make sure that you're using a ATS friendly resume, and a ATS friendly resume looks something like this. The one which you see on your screen right now. Okay, you can build it on Canva, you can build it on Envanto, whichever application you use, or you can build it yourself on Microsoft Word also. It's a very simple format of resume. I'll tell you what actually ATS friendly resume looks like and what you should be adding in it. Okay, 6 seconds is the average time a recruiter spends on a resume before deciding. 60% of candidates fail because of poor keyword matching. So your resume matters a lot. You don't even know how much it matters because that's the first step of getting a job that you desire. So the good news is, with the right strategy, you can beat all of these three things and you can still get the job. So what does ATS actually do? ATS is Application Tracking System. It's a software which is built to automatically scan, filter and rank resumes before humans ever read them. It's sort of a AI algorithm which detects certain keywords in a resume, filters it out as per the job description, and if you're not matching that role, then your resume automatically gets rejected. So how it happens, the complete process is something like this. You apply for a job, you submit your resume online. The ATS scans for that resume, it parses the text, extracts certain keywords, then gives you a ATS score. It ranks you versus other applicants. You can even check your ATS score online. Just Google free ATS test or ATS test for my resume and you will find multiple websites. I'll add some in the description as well, where you can upload your resume and then you can get a ATS score. Many companies on LinkedIn these days have started mentioning that we want ATS score of minimum 70% or above and stuff like that. So you can already scan through how your resume score is and then apply for the job, or mold up your resume to increase up the score. Then after the ATS gives you score, recruiter sees only top scoring resumes are actually seen by humans. And finally, you get the interview call if your resume is fitting into the job description. So ATS looks for specific keywords that match the job description. Formatting matters. Fancy layouts confuse ATS passes because ATS is a very simple format. You need to follow that. Even qualified candidates get rejected if keywords are missing. So you need to make sure you go through the job description first and add the keywords which job description requires in your resume. Now, how ATS friendly resume formatting looks like, what you should be doing and what you should be avoiding. Okay, you should be using standard fonts like Calibri, Arial or Times, and you should be avoiding fancy tables or multi-column layouts. The job is not to get it look good, but to match it with the job description. You should be having simple section headers like experience, skills, and the things to avoid is you should be avoiding text which is inside images or graphics. Format should be simple .docx or .pdf file. And the things to avoid is header footers with key info. Your key info should not be at the top or at the bottom. It should be somewhere in the middle. It should have consistent date format. Like if you're writing Jan 2023, then it should be consistent amongst all the experiences that you have. It should not be like Jan 2023 to April 2024 and then suddenly you start mentioning date 15th Jan 2026 to 17 April 2026. It should not be like that. It should be very much consistent. Things to avoid would be unusual section names like my journey, how I work. Avoid that. Keep it simple. Keep it as per the JD. I'm repeating that again. Clean single column layout should be there. Logos, photos or decorative shapes should be avoided. Use job title keywords exactly mentioned in the JD. Abbreviation ATS may not recognize should be avoided. Okay. Now, keywords that get you hired in programmatic to develop resumes for programmatic roles. So you can mention platform and tools that you are aware of, and you'll also get that information in the JD what platforms they are looking for the person they are hiring. Could be DV360, it could be the Trade Desk, Amazon DSP, CM360, GA4, Google Ad Manager, Xandr, MediaMath. So whichever platforms you are working on and whichever platform matches with the JD, just add those in the platforms and tool section. Now, core concepts that you should be adding as per the JD, like programmatic buying, real-time bidding, private marketplace, PMP, deal IDs. A pro tip would be if they have mentioned RTB, just write RTB in your resume. Do not write real-time bidding. So do these small tweaks so that the ATS automatically parses down your resume to forward it to a human. Okay, avoid these metrics and measurements. If JD describes that a person, we are looking for a person who delivers us on the basis of CTR, CPM, CPA, then you should mention CTR, CPA and CPM, that you have already worked on these concepts, these matrices. A pro tip would be copy keywords verbatim from the JD. As I just told you, don't paraphrase them. ATS matches exact strings. So your ATS setting is matching up exactly how the JD describes it, and that's how you should exactly use it in your resume. Now, how to mold your resume to any JD? First of all, read the JD very carefully. You must highlight must-have skills, platforms, tools. Note, exact job title and required metrics should be matching up. If the job title says account manager, then you should write on the top of your resume, Rishul Sethi, account manager, programmatic. Okay, your JD should match up with your resume. Extract top 10 to 15 keywords so that ATS parses it and forward it to a human. Focus on technical skills like platform, metrics, soft skills mentioned in the JD. Then you should mention those soft skills in your resume, and the years of experience, of course. Now mirror the language. If JD says programmatic campaign management, use those exact words. Don't rephrase them. Reorder your bullets. Move the most relevant experience to the top of each role. Recruiters scan through your resume. They do not read it in detail. So make sure that the top headlines match up the bullet points as per the JD. And update your summary or objective. Write 2 to 3 lines that speak directly to this role. Mention company name or role title if possible. Giving information that is not required as per the job. I have seen many resumes where people write my hobbies are skiing, my hobbies are traveling. What would a person do with this information, right? Do not mention anything that is not required for the job or makes you look distracted. Now, resume sections, what to write and how to write. Your professional summary should be 3 lines maximum. What platforms you worked on, what were your key strengths, always customize per role. Then comes your work experience. Use action verbs: managed, optimized, launched, analyzed. Quantify everything like budget, CTR, improvement percentage. Then mention your skills. Separate technical skills like DV360, CM360, GA4. And then soft skills should be separated. Use the JD as your guide for making your resume. Education and certifications, definitely you should add them. Include Google certifications, include programmatic granted certifications, MOOC certifications. These matters in ad tech. In the ad industry, these certifications matter a lot. And if there is an expiry date to these certifications, if they are already getting expired, do not add them. Then achievements. Okay, what did you achieve? Did you achieve any kind of award or recognition in your last company? Then you should definitely mention that, because a dedicated section for award, top performances or campaigns that drove measurable business impact would help you would help your resume. After ATS friendly, your resume get even more attention from the humans that they are scanning through your resume. Now quantify everything. Okay, numbers win. Do not write something like managed programmatic campaigns. That very basic. You should write managed a budget of 50 lakh plus in monthly programmatic spends across DV360 and Trade Desk. Do not write improved campaign performance. Rather, write reduced CPA by 32% through bid strategy optimization over 3 months. You know what I am doing here, right? I am quantifying my results in numbers because numbers speak, and we are analysts. Analyst job is to quantify everything in numbers. So you should start with your resume first of all. Everything should be quantifiable, readable, and measurable. You should never write worked on audience targeting. Rather, write built 15 plus custom audience segment using 1P or third party data on DV360. Then never write handled reporting. Rather, write automated weekly reports in Looker Studio, saving 8 hours per week for the team. If you're a time saver, it's a plus for you. You're already winning this resume game and you're already passing through the ATS. So trust me, quantifiable and measurable numbers matter the most in your resumes. Mistakes that cost you the entire interview. One generic resumes you use for all jobs. Maintain a master resume but create tailored versions for each applications. And in age of AI, we can do it so simply. Just go to Claude, submit up your resume, and tell Claude that I am applying for this particular JD. Can you please tailor my resume as per this particular job? It will do it for you. Okay, it might make some mistakes, so definitely go through the final resume that Claude provides, but it's that easy these days. Even in Canva, you can make it on your own. Just copy paste the generic lines and get it tailored from Claude or Chat GPT or Perplexity, and then create your resume in that way. Then another mistake is listing responsibilities, not achievements. Of course, whatever your responsibilities were, you were supposed to do that. That was the job. For your next job, you need to make sure that what did you achieve in your last role. Every bullet point should show impact. Use car format. Okay, challenge, action, and result. This was the challenge, this was the action I took, and this was the result, which is measurable. Missing programmatic specific keywords. That's another mistake. Always add keywords. Check JD carefully. If they mention deal ID management, use those exact words in your resume. Same font, consistent date format, uniform bullet style throughout your resume. Outdated or irrelevant info should be removed. As I told you, if your some certification has expired, do not add it. It can be checked anytime. Whatever you're mentioning in your resume can be checked. Each and every word should be passed through you, not just an AI app. Remove internships older than 5 years unless they are highly relevant to this role. Okay, I worked with this X and Y company 5 years ago when I just passed out of my college. Irrelevant for your job description right now. I worked as a chef for 2 years before my 7 years of programmatic experience. Irrelevant. Remove all that information which is not required for the job. No LinkedIn or portfolio link. Include a LinkedIn URL, because these days, in this age and time, your social media presence matters a lot, and your social media speaks for itself. Okay, so your LinkedIn should always be added, and it's bonus to add a link to your YouTube or any other campaign case studies. If you have done so, you can add it. You can add a portfolio along with your resume in which you mention the case studies, how you built a successful campaign or drove measurable results for a successful campaign that you were given responsibility of. Okay, resume ready checklist. Very important. Take a screenshot if you're applying for jobs right now. Use a clean single column ATS parsable format. Remove updated or any older irrelevant experience as discussed. Include all key programmatic platform mentioned in the JD. If JD says TTD, Amazon DSP, DV360, add all that. Spell check and format consistently throughout. Quantify at least 3 achievements with real numbers. Added certification, like what certifications did you do? Google DV360 certifications from Skill House, or TTD or Amazon certification from Amazon itself, in a dedicated section. Customize the professional summary for the specific role. Save the file in PDF or docx format, not dot pages or Google Docs link. Please do not do that. Be professional. Key takeaways: 75% of resumes die at ATS. Format clean, parse friendly, single column resume. Keywords are everything. Mirror the JD exactly. Don't paraphrase. Tailor every resume. One generic resume will not cut it in 2026. Okay, you should not be applying on apply now and easy apply on LinkedIn. It doesn't work. Trust me, it doesn't work. Tailor your resume as per the job needs, and then you will see better results. Number beat adjective every single time. Always quantify your work. Do not say I worked on increasing ad spend. I worked on increasing ad performance. Say I increased 35% CPA in 8 weeks by doing X and X optimizations. Keep sections logical. Summary, experience, skill, education. Simple, ATS friendly. And okay, in the description, I'm gonna add a link to ATS friendly resume doc. You can see how to build that. I'll add a Canva link for an easy understanding so that you guys can be sure to use such a resume. And let me know in the comments down below, like, what job are you doing right now and how long have you been doing it. Also, if you can connect with me on LinkedIn and share your resumes with me if you want me to pass them. I'll do a ATS check for you. I'll give you the score of what your resume's ATS score is. Then run the checklist before every application. Discipline wins every time. Thank you so much for watching it till the end. If you are applying for jobs, best of luck. I'm gonna make such videos on programmatic interview series about resumes, about optimizations, about what questions can be asked. I've already made a video on basic programmatic interview cracking questions. If you haven't watched that yet, please click on the link below. I'll add it in the description. Have a great day ahead. Happy weekend. Bye bye.